at church and I heard a story from this church I've been going to down here in Florida. They had a guest speaker, Mexican dude. He was super fun to listen to because he used words like amigo and essay. And it was just fun, right? Anyway, he tells this story about this guy that's got 2 twin kids, right? And he was telling it in one light, and I'm sitting there thinking of it in a totally different manner. I was like, this totally applies to like business and where you're at, like when you're growing your plumbing business. Like this story just like gets it. So I wanted to tell it on here because I thought it was a good story.
Sounds like a good plan. I like it.
You want to hear it?
Nope. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, let's hear it.
So the story was about this guy. He's got two twin boys, right? And he's got one boy who's a total pessimist. Like nothing can go right, never happy with anything. And then on the other hand, the other boy is a total optimist. Like always sees the best in the situation, never sees the wrong, never sees the bad. And the dad's like, okay, I got to teach these kids a lesson. Like life isn't always pessimistic and life isn't always optimistic. So I need to teach them both a lesson. Right. And so he starts with the pessimistic kid and he goes down to, I don't know where you buy this kind of stuff nowadays. He goes down and buys an Xbox and a PlayStation, and a new computer and a big screen TV and like the cool chairs to play video games in with the speakers and the headrest and
cup holders,
cup holders and like mini fridge and stocks it full of soda and takes it up to his pessimistic boy's room and just like sets up his room like super cool with all this new equipment, right? And he goes and gets his pessimistic kid and he's like, hey, come check this out. I almost went Mexican there.
I saw that. I saw you thinking about it.
It's close. It's like, this is a bad idea.
Nope.
I can't do this accent.
Nope.
Anyway, takes his little boy up there, his pessimistic boy, and he's like, the boy's sitting in the cool chair with the speakers, on his head, and he's like, what do you think? And the boy's like, it's cool, but I mean, all this equipment's going to be outdated soon. And the dad's like, geez Louise, man, you can never see the good in anything. Like, you just got all this cool stuff and you're just going to, it's going to be outdated soon. He's like, well, whatever. So he gives up on the pessimistic boy. And he's like,
that's funny.
Yeah, it's a good story. Maybe I can do something about the optimist, right? Because he's always an optimist and life is just not full of optimism, right? So I need to teach him a lesson. Like, how can I teach him that there's hard times in life, that sometimes life is full of crap? And he has this idea. He's got an old refrigerator box, like a chest freezer box.
Right.
And he's like, man, I'm going to put that in my garage and fill it with something real nasty. So he goes and he gets a whole bunch of horse manure and he fills that whole box up with horse manure and then tapes it shut. And he goes and gets his optimistic boy and he's like, hey man, I got you a present. It's going to be awesome. Like,
it's not a chest freezer, I promise.
No. Yeah, it's super better. Cool. It's in this box. You're going to be stoked. It's going to be the best thing ever. So he takes his boy, opens the garage door, and he says, it's in that box. And his boy goes, what's that smell, Dad? It smells like horse manure. And he goes over and he opens the box up, cuts the tape, opens the box up, and it's a box full of horse manure. And the dad's looking at him like, yeah, got him.
Right? Got him. This will teach him.
Teach him, right? He was expecting a gift, and now it's just a box full of horse manure. And he looks at his kid, and his kid's over there. He's rolling up his sleeves. And next thing you know, he's just digging in the horse manure, just keeps digging, like pulling out manure with his bare hands, right? And he's in the box now, like just shoveling out horse manure with his bare hands. And the dad goes, hey, what are you doing? And the kid's like, Dad, all this horse manure, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere. Right? Just couldn't get rid of his optimism. Like neither kid could get rid of his optimism. And so the whole lesson really to be learned was like, which kid would you rather be?
Sure.
Right? Because when you're in business and when you're growing your business, when you're growing, sometimes it feels like you got served a box full of poop and you're just digging through poop, right? Looking for that pony. But if you have the attitude, right, if you go into that with the perspective of, hey, this is a box full of poop, you're never going to find the pony.
Right. Sure.
Right. But if you can go into that situation with the perspective of, I know there's a pony out at the end of this, I just got to find it. I got to figure out how to get it. Right. That's the perspective that you want to go into business with.